Hey, what's up? What's going on YouTube? So tonight, I want to cover Barbados 2026 vote. This is Mia Mottley speaking at I believe it was at Wotton playing field um, in Christchurch area, I think. Now, don't get me wrong. I listened to the whole speech, and some things really stood out to me, which I don't feel a lot of Barbadians know what's going on in their government, specifically how detrimental this vote can be or this vote is. So a lot of stuff went over most of the people's heads that's there, because I'm sure a lot of them don't understand how she plans to make money by giving away so much money, according to her. But from my knowledge or what the U.S. has taught me, all right, they will give you money. They will. It's this thing that my parents have said, and coming up in Barbados, my aunt had taught me at a young age. All right, you don't catch flies with you don't catch flies with salt. You don't catch flies with anything sour like that as well. You catch certain flies like with stuff like that as well. But to catch flies is put out honey. You gotta give a little honey. You gotta get something sweet, right? You can catch your flies. But tonight, from what I've listened to or what she has spoken about, a couple things that stood out to me that I don't quite understand. Maybe it's just me, but I don't understand like where you're getting this money from. You said you borrowed money from the United States. You said you borrowed a couple $100 million from the United States, and I know for myself that, and you should know this by now, that the U.S. don't give you nothing for free. They don't give you nothing for free. There's something attached to it which you're not speaking about to the people. But that's not, now we're not going to dive into that. But I need you guys to know this. Like, they don't give you nothing for free. Everything the U.S. gives you, they want their hand in your pocket. So if they loan you $150 million, you're going to pay back that $150 million and interest on that $150 million, which you said they're going to give you. Now, I noticed you mentioned, you said that you got the money and you don't want to distribute it because it's a lump sum and you don't know how what's going to happen in the future. You have no knowledge of what's going to happen in the future. Now, also, this is pertaining towards people, that are, well, the high earners, I should say, are the people who earn money in Barbados. All right, like if you have a stable job, you work in a company, you work in a bank, or you work basically for any government agency. All right, you make a lot of money. All right, I don't know the personal amount, but I know you make between 25K and 35K a year. All right. Now, she said that because she said that if you're making that kind of money in the government, she's going to take $270 and give you back. What is it? She's going to give you back $28.80. All right. Now, $270 a month and taxes is $32.40. All right. And she said after you file your income tax, you're going to get back all your money. And she said you're going to get back $28.80. Now, it don't sound right to me, but where's the extra money which I paid you in taxes going? That's what I'm wondering now. Now, I'm sorry, I'm reading off of my notes, but there's certain things that leave me wondering. Like, she also mentioned about the income tax, how they're gonna pay back money, pay the money back for people who are filing their taxes. Basically, they're gonna take the money out throughout the year, and when you go file your taxes, you're supposed to get this money back. I don't know how it works. She said people who earn between $2,000 and $2,900 per month will get a 12.5 reverse tax credit. I don't know what that means, but I've never heard about a reverse tax credit, but that's pertaining towards her taking out a certain amount of money from your check and giving you money at the end of the year once you've done your taxes. Now, for some reason, there's people who own land in Barbados which do not live in Barbados, and she's now trying to not only fine but charge you for the land which is there, which is not being taken care of, or it's too high, or outgrew, your stable, the I guess she said like an inch or 2 inches off the ground. She's trying to charge you for that. If the government have to get the team which they used during COVID to come and clean your property, she said they're going to charge you, and you're going to pay a fine on that money which you owe now. Also, she said they're giving people $1,200 a year, so that's going to be $100 a month to do whatever you want, and it's called a compulsory income tax credit. All right, but in all the getting I got understanding, and one thing is the government does not give you money for free. Nobody gives you money for free. All right, so there must be a catch to it. This is something I know. But it's a compulsory income tax credit she's given to people, and I need you guys to understand this. If you borrow money, no matter from what country or whatever, they're gonna want income. They're gonna want taxes on it. You're gonna have to pay taxes on that and interest towards repaying that money. All right, and Barbados is not that big of a country, and I'm sure Barbados GDP is great. It's great, but it's not $150 million great. Like a year, not $150 million a year. So this is going to take some time to pay back the United States and the whole CARICOM of which she borrowed the money from. And I hope you guys know this. Like, when you borrow money, you're either borrowing it on a loan, or they're gonna take over whatever you're holding after a certain period of time. All right, now Mia says she's like 60 or 60 something years old, and she's by the time she hits 80, she want to make sure that the kids that are now being born, and kids who are born after what I believe she said 2021, kids who were born after 2021 will receive this credit towards land, and they're going to take $5,000 out of the money which they borrowed and put for each child born after 2021, so they can buy a house or buy land or buy whatever they want. But it's going to be $5,000 which the kids are going to receive. All right, now I'm telling you this because a lot of you guys don't know how dividend works. All right, and this is a short form of dividend, but at the end of the day, you are paying. All right, so she says they're going to take all this money and they're going to put it into a fund, and you're supposed to collect it once the child turns 18. But within all of those years, $5,000. If I invest $5,000 into the Barbados, I believe Barbados economy or whatever, I should see a profit from that. And I shouldn't put in $5,000 and get back $5,000. There should be some interest on that money which is owed to me. So if you're keeping it in a bank, or you have a bank account with that money, it should earn interest. And that's something she's not talking about. So you say you have $5,000 over a period of 18 years. Now every year, I believe that should be at least like $50, or at least, some money should increase. All right. But she said they're going to get $5,000. So what are you doing with the money that you have now that's going to give you money in the future, where you can not only distribute for kids who are born after the year 2021, when Barbados became a republic? That's something that I'm questioning too. Like, the money is gaining interest because you're putting it into a banking system, and the banks, they have to pay money. To keep money, they have to pay money, and they're going to charge you money on that. So it's kind of fishy to me. Moving on. What else did she mention? And she said, I mind you, she said it was a windfall of money which she's sharing out to people. I hope you know how life works, because that's not how the U.S. work. Like I said before, she borrowed money from people, and boom. Now she said she wanted to teach the kids about investment, where the government will buy a square foot of land for about $15 per square foot, and all you as a buyer or as a Bajan citizen will have to do is put $250 down to start this off. All right, and they're gonna put the other $1,250, and you should be straight. But in all they get, and like I said, get understanding. If I'm paying for something, I'm paying for it. I don't want to say, well, I bought this land and the government says I have to move, or I have to do this because they want to put a new building here, or they want to build something there and take my land and give me pennies on the dollar for it, or put me in somewhere else. But I don't have the same views. I don't have the same people around me. I don't have the same atmosphere which I paid for. So that's something that's a little fishy to me. Not to mention a desalination plant. She said they're building with your money. Now this, she said the water authority is planning on building another desalination plant, and they want to use your money to build it, which they're I don't know how she got this over your head, but she said the water authority is going to use your money and then charge you the same prices, right, for the plant to be built, and still you have to pay that amount. You have to pay the regular amount which everybody's paying. So it'll be the Bajan people thing. It will be the Bajan people's plant, right? But because this is the private sector plant right now, which is the Barbados Water Authority, that's in the private sector. So different companies own and is in that private sector, and they're making a profit off of the water that you use. Now she says something about being $4 per cubic feet. Honest with you, I don't know about that, how much they charge for water, but I can tell you from my bill, I'm paying for water and I'm paying for other taxes, and I'm sure the water which I'm using, it's never that much. All of these taxes which you've implemented and you've increased, that adds up over a period of time. Now I don't feel that I should have to build a plant and then you guys charge me for it, right? You're charging me because you're gonna buy pipe, you're gonna buy cement, you're gonna buy lumber, you're gonna buy everything to build this plant with my tax dollar. Now mind you, that is a tax. It's a tax which they're collecting. Now Ralph Torn he wants to throw it back to 15%. The tax in Barbados right now is 17%, if not a bit more, 17.5, I think. But he wants to cut taxes and he want to keep the money working in Barbados. He says, like we're doing all of this, but where's the money going at? Who do we have to pay back this money to? You're borrowing money, but who you're going to have to pay it back to? All right, because everything that glitter is not gold. And I'm telling you, Barbados right now is bought, Barbados is sold, and it's just a place where people come to look pretty and everything looks shiny and new, but you don't own nothing in Barbados, Anyway, moving on. She said, hold on. Come on. She said, she talked about the past beef she had with Ralph Thorne and his wife, about Ralph leaving the job and coming back to her, and wanting to run CBC, and then he crapped out from that job, and she said it was fine, cool, whatever, boom, she don't mind. But it's just crazy to me, because you say this man is he's the leader of the Democratic Party, and for some reason you have a problem with that, because he was he was working with Owen After, and Owen After had his issues with him as well, and he left Owen after a while, and all of this stuff is in the past. I mind you, all of this stuff in the past, and who's lived for it, they've experienced it, and they know this man. All right. Now, I've always wondered what the hell Ralph Thorne does, until I actually dived into his past too. But that's not what this is about right now. The election right now, it's so pivotal in the fact that Barbados is being sold. Barbados has sold out, because everybody from around the world, if you have some kind of degree or some kind of BA, SA, or MA, you can come to Barbados and you can get a job. And then the same people that are in Barbados, who know the system, who knows, like, what is going on, are not being trained to do these jobs, and you're giving it to other people from around the world. That's something crazy to me, but it is what it is. If you can survive, you will survive. But I do understand, if somebody has this much education in a certain topic, you'll run with him pertaining to that. Some of the offices which are being held are crazy to me, but still, they need to run. Now, before I do leave, I want to talk about dengue fever. She said about dengue fever being in Barbados, and it's a huge thing in Barbados, because people are getting sick, kids are getting sick, because the trash and the garbage, all of that. And I have yet to see like little kids sick from dengue fever. If you have a house, like, there's no reason why you should catch dengue fever. The kids are inside, boom, boom, you're locked up. And I do know that some people have these bottles and these cans and stuff like that around their house, which they need to either get rid of or clean up. That's something I can agree on, but still, I don't think you should charge people for their lack of cleanliness. But you should just contact them and let them know, hey, so the survey, we surveyed your land, we surveyed your place around your house, and we just need you to take care of a few things. Boom, come back. If they don't take care of it, then you can, throw a fine at them or charge them or something like that. That I understand, but don't just outright charge somebody. Anyway, what else? Now, this is to, like, back again, I want to touch on the people who earn between $2,000 and $29,000 per month. All right, about the tax credit. Now, she said the PAYE tax are $270 a month. If you ever make between $25K and $35K a year, you're supposed to get back $2,880. All right. Now, they're gonna take it out $270 a month for you high earners. They're gonna take that out, and they're going to keep that money. Like I said in the beginning, what are you gonna do with it? I don't know. Now, I don't know where you're getting the money from to give people the $100 a month. I don't get that. And then you said you're borrowing money from these countries and the CARICOM and the U.S. and all this thing, which you're not explaining where this money's coming from, and you plan on teaching kids about investing. This I don't get, and I don't feel that they're gonna get it, because the education system in Barbados does not work like that. They don't teach you anything about investing, and for them to borrow money from you, they're using it in the bank, whether you see it or not. They're using it, and they're making money on the money which they borrow, so they can pay back who they borrowed it from. Just so you guys know. And just to sum things up, this desalination plant, it just threw me off, because how do you build something off people's money and then charge them for which the product which their money built? That has me confused, but it happens in the US all the time. Like, the transit system gets money from New York State, and New York State gives the transit people money, but then you can't get a free ride. You can't get nothing for free from the transit system, and it's your money which is paying them. So I mean, I understand that part, but I don't think most business is gonna understand it. But still, I mean, she spoke on a lot. And if you care to listen, links will be in the description of this video when I'm finished, so you can go listen to it for yourself, and you can see where she took this. Anyway, that's pretty much sums it up for me. Hope you guys choose well, you vote well, and you get to know what's going on in Barbados. A lot of people came out, a lot of people had fun, a lot of people talked, a lot of people discussed what's going on in Barbados. But till then, I guess I'll hear you guys later. Stay safe, stay blessed, and if you're watching this, please leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and I'll hear you guys.